Hello, everyone. Welcome to my show, my channel, Out of the Shadows. I am Dawson. Here, we're going to be talking about all things spoopy, all things scary books, all things horror related when it comes to literature. And today, I wanted to do, for my first video, I wanted to talk about some of the things that I had recently acquired from like November to December. Some of it was Christmas, some of it was just uh, me purchasing for myself. But um, I specifically wanted to talk about my collection that I acquired uh, of Stephen King. I'm a big Stephen King fan. I figured as far as starting out the channel, this would be a good place to start. Talking about Stephen King because a lot of people like Stephen King. So I can let you guys know what I recently acquired. This is all stuff that I have not read yet. Um, we will do a video talking about things I have read later down the line, but I want to talk about, since it's just past Christmas, and everything, I wanted to talk about things that I have acquired um, of Stephen King. Let me grab my book stack here. Ooh. It is a hefty stack. I got about 9 things. Let me put this down here so I can talk about them individually and bring them up. So, the first one out of my book haul that I recently got, which I felt embarrassed that I hadn't had this one yet, is Stephen King's Carrie. I was a little embarrassed that I hadn't read this one yet, because I bought this after I started reading It, which was the most recent book that I've read in general. I just finished that about a month ago. And I was embarrassed that I hadn't read this one yet because it is his first work. So I made a point to go out and get it. This may be the next thing that I read. And I'll talk a little more about my thoughts once I do read it. Because it's a shorter book and I've been reading a lot of bigger books lately. Like I said, I just finished It. I'm working on Imaginary Friend by Stephen Chbosky at the moment, which is another 700-page book. So I need a smaller book to kind of decompress. So this may be my next read. So there's that one. And then the next one I bought recently, wanted to get more of his. I love his short story work. So I decided to start picking up some of his short story compilations. I picked up Night Shift. I was excited for that. I think what's in this one that I've heard about. I thought there was some in here. Oh, Lawnmower Man, Children of the Corn. I think that was why I bought them. I think I bought this one for that. There's a couple of these that I know have been made into films, so that's why I kind of want to read them. So there's that one. Now this next one, I don't know when I'll read this one, because this is going to be a large undertaking. So I don't know when I'll get to this one. This one I might need a good couple months to get through. I don't know how I'm going to read anything else when I read this one. I bought The Stand. I bought the mass market paperback version because that would be easier to carry around. But I know this is a big book, and I thought reading It was difficult. I know this was going to be ridiculous and crazy, but I'm prepared, kind of, almost mentally prepared. Another one I recently picked up, and I bought this right before the movie came out, and I wanted to read it before it came out, and I just never got to it. Dr. Sleep. I'm really excited to read this because I feel like, watching the movie, I felt like there was a lot that I wasn't getting because maybe it was cut out because of his films are his adaptations of the film are vastly cut. Sometimes it feels like and so like some of the really important things that you think that should be there aren't there, and they're probably in the book. So looking forward to reading this one. This one I'm excited about as well. Um, I can't believe I haven't read it yet. As avid of a reader as I am, and I'm a fan of his, I just took a break from reading his. I only read a handful of things of his until now, and so I can't believe I haven't read this one yet. But Pet Cemetery. I bought Pet Cemetery. I'm excited. This is just a paperback version. This is at mass market, so I like I like having the bigger books sometimes. I mean, the mass markets aren't bad. I just enjoy having the paperback versions better. So I have a handful of paperback versions of books that we've got here. So I'm excited to get into these. This next one is another short story compilation, I believe, right? Yes. Another short story compilation, uh, The Bazaar of Bad Dreams. I haven't heard much about this one, so I'm looking forward to trying to. I've almost bought this one a few times, and then I changed my mind and bought something different, book wise. So I'm looking forward to get to this one. I love his short stories. I do love his short stories. So um, I think I've been getting his more classical work and his short stories more of a priority. So there's that one. And this one I'm looking forward. This next one I'm looking forward to as well, um, because I've seen the film, uh, Green Mile. These next three my wife bought me for Christmas, so they were Christmas gifts. Um, the Green Mile. I seen the movie and I did not know. It took me a long time before I knew that he had written it, that he had written the book for this, and I was like, felt kind of felt kind of stupid not knowing that, but as a fan, but there's a lot of stuff he's written that I didn't realize until I really started reading his stuff pretty hardcore that he had written. And this next one I've been wanting to read for years, and I don't know why I haven't read it. Um, I don't know why I haven't read it yet. I'm excited to get to it. As someone who has done a lot of writing in his lifetime, this one scares me. Kind of like The Dark Half scared me. The Dark Half and this one, if you're a writer, they're kind of scary notions to think about. But this one's Misery. I'm excited. I kind of feel bad. My son has read this before I did. I feel like a bad fan. I feel like a bad fan, but I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna make a priority of all my Stephen King stuff. After I finish the two books I'm working on, I'm gonna try and take some time to stick with the Stephen King for a little bit as far as reading, since I have so many to get through. And the next one, it's the last one. It's the only hardback book I own that is Stephen King, and I was excited. It's his new one, The Institute. I'm excited to read this one because it won all sorts of. I've been seeing that it's won all sorts of awards this year, so I'm excited to read it. The premise sounds interesting. I want some thoughts. If anybody is watching and want to put in the comments other suggestions. Not even. I want your thoughts on this one or any of them actually. Any of the books that I'm talking about. Give me your thoughts, and if you have any suggestions for other things that I should pick up first when it comes to my Stephen King collection, please let me know. Because I will take that into consideration when I'm purchasing the rest of my collection, because I'm determined I'm going to have everything in some form, whether it be. I know it's not going to be originals. It's not all going to be hardback, but and as you can see, my collection's kind of weird because some of it's hardback, some of it's paperback, some of it's mass market. For me, it doesn't really matter as long as I have everything's work done. So let me put this back on the floor. So if you have any suggestions for what I should purchase next, what I do own, I own Needful Things. I own The Dark Half. I want to replace my copy of Dead Zone because it's old library versions, and I'd like to have a cleaner copy. Same with The Talisman. Let me see. I have It. I'm going to replace my copy of It because it took me a couple of months because I had so much going on to finish It that I beat up my copy so bad, and it was like I think a second or third edition copy of the book. So I am totally all about replacing that. So if anybody has any suggestions for anything Stephen King related that I should read or that I should work on, editions that are better, cover art suggestions, because I'm kind of a big nerd about, I like everything that I've gotten, and I do, when I buy editions of books, if I like the cover, I go with the cover art that I like. So if anybody has suggestions for cover art, please link in the comments below. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video. First video. Next episode soon. I'm in the process of reading 2 books. I'm in the process of reading Crushed by Junji Ito. That's a graphic novel. And I'm in the process of reading Imaginary Friend by Stephen Chbosky. I'm hoping the next video is going to be a review of one of them. I'm halfway through them both. I'm kind of reading them simultaneously. That's kind of how I read sometimes. It helps me, because if I get not bored, I get slowed down reading if I read one book for too long and not read something different. So I kind of usually like double duty books. So next video will be a review of 2 of those, and I'm going to do a book haul on my non-Stephen King that I got from November to December. There's a handful of things. There's some classical stuff, and then there's some other horror stuff that's not Stephen King, like 3 or 4 books at least. And we'll talk about those in the next video. So thank you so much for watching, and like I said, if you enjoyed the book haul and you like scary books, I just wanted to do this as an easy introduction to the channel. We will be doing reviews. We'll be talking about subject matters in horror books. I want to do all that, different subjects, things like that, not just, reviews and things like that. I might actually do, I've done some stuff about this before, comparisons between film adaptations and books. So I would like to do that as well as a video. So if it sounds fun to you, please feel free to subscribe, and I will see you next time. Take it easy, guys.